How's it going, everybody? This is Abnormal Truth. Thank you guys for clicking in as always. Just want to mention before I start the video that I've got a new show called Abnormal Eyewitness. And if you've seen anything strange or you've had lifelong experiences of the abnormal, shoot me an email at theabnormaltruth@gmail.com and tell me what you got there, and we'll see about having you on the show. I can make you anonymous, and it's not a very formal interview. You can listen to some of my other interviews that I've done. It's just a conversation. My channel isn't huge, so you'll have some people hear your story, but not tens of thousands of people hear your stories. And so, yeah, if you want to be on, just shoot me an email. So I have not done a Mandela effect video in maybe 2 years. I don't know how long it's actually been. And so I wanted to do this video. This is something I feel very strongly about. I have, I was one of the early Mandela effect channels on YouTube. I was probably in the second wave of Mandela effect videos. I didn't start my channel out as a Mandela effect video channel, but not too long after I started my channel, the Mandela effect hit me pretty hard. So I did a few Mandela effect videos there. And anyway, so what I wanted to say, and this is like again, I said, it's very dear to my heart, this subject that I want to try to get out there and just put my point of view out there because it's something that bothers me about the Mandela effect. So, what is a Mandela effect and what isn't a Mandela effect? And so, I wish I had an awesome way to explain this, but it should be fairly easy to get across. A When I first started my Mandela effect videos was about the first time I started having them and noticing that I had several of these effects. It seemed to be a different thing. I'm not saying the actual Mandela effect had a Mandela effect. What I'm saying is a Mandela effect was something that we used to know of. It was a TV show or a movie we watched a lot, or it was a toy, or it was a product, or it was something in popular culture that people knew about, and then now that we go back and look at it and research the history of whatever the topic was or the subject was, it has changed and it's not the way that we remember it. And it's not that a lot of these changes were important. A lot of them are just kind of just these slight changes in our reality, it seems like. And so it was kind of like butterfly effect has happened, like ripples in reality. Like maybe somebody changed something in reality and it just slightly changed these little details of what we used to know. And now, when we go and look, people are grasping at straws trying to find anything that even sounds like a Mandela effect so they can make a video. And this greatly disturbed me because it muddies the waters. It waters it down, I guess is a better way to say it. Waters the whole phenomenon down, and it makes it harder to research. So let me give you some examples of where not. I'll give you an example of a Mandela effect, which is real easy, and then I'll give you an example of some that are not Mandela effects. Um, let's see, the JFK assassination would be a great one. Um, I remember a four-seater car with four people in it, and now, if you go back and look and watch the videos and everything, there were six people in the car. And so, that's something that's pretty drastic because people have studied the assassination, people have watched those videos over and over and over, and for some of us, that changed. And then you have residue of that happening, like the the replicas in uh, museums of the car that JFK was in. They're four seaters. They're not a stretched limo. They're how we used to remember it. Why would those museums have the same kind of car we remember? How come they didn't go through the trouble of getting the stretched version of this vehicle? And so that would be an example of what I feel like is a real Mandela effect. And so let's talk about uh, the kinds of things that I think should not be considered as Mandela effects. We have what's in a good example, the the animal Mandela effects. So people are saying, "Hey, look at this giant bat. I didn't know there were giant bats. That's got to be a Mandela effect." And it's like saying, because I didn't know about this animal, after out of all the species on the planet, I didn't happen to know about this type of animal. That must be a Mandela effect. See, that doesn't fit the criteria. That is not a Mandela effect. Now let me say that if there are ripples in reality and these little changes and stuff going on, there could be new insects and new animals that pop up. Okay, I get that. But you can't mention these because that's not a way to study a phenomena at all. You're claiming that just because you didn't know about something, that it must be a Mandela effect, and that's weak. And so that when people and it seems like nobody was doing that at the beginning. But now you got all these people just saying anything they've never seen before, basically. Oh, that's a Mandela effect. I didn't know about that. Well, you don't know everything in the world. How many insects are there on the planet? Did you know all of them? And just so this is a weird looking insect you've never seen before that you found on the internet, oh, that must be a Mandela effect. No, it doesn't work that way. That is not a Mandela effect. And I can go on and on and on about them, about weak Mandela effects that take away from the ones I think that really happened. And I just had to mention this because it's something that's been on my nerves for a long time. It's like, are you kidding me? And it seems to happen in any kind of paranormal, supernatural subject when maybe a particular topic gets popular. You have all these would be researchers that just kind of muddy the waters, and it makes it hard for people looking into it to actually try to figure out what's going on. And so that's what I'm feeling. I hadn't researched the Mandela effect in a very long time, and I went and looked today at maybe some new Mandela effects for 2020, and they were all weak. They're all things that uh, there's perfectly good reasons why I wouldn't have known about that or whatever, and it just I didn't see anything I could do a video on. And so this is probably going to be my last Mandela Effect video, just almost a rant about what is a Mandela Effect and what is not a Mandela Effect, because it kind of upsets me. It triggers me a little bit. I admit it. And you can argue with me in the comments down below, but I've already admitted that yes, if there had been changes to reality, we could have had new trees and places on the earth and animals and insects that may have popped up. I get that. That's within the realm of possibility. But we should not claim those as Mandela effects. That's a bad way to research. And that is just trying to find a new Mandela effect so you can make a video. And that's why I basically stopped making Mandela effect videos, because after about a year, I was kind of early. I was an early channel doing Mandela effect videos. I just saw that after it got really popular and all these channels started popping up, people didn't seem to grasp what was the Mandela effect and what wasn't. They're trying to cheat, basically, and I just can't stand that. I just can't believe that a lot of people didn't stand up in the community and go, hey, these aren't freaking Mandela effects. Are you kidding me? You're a bunch of noobs, or you're just trying to find a new Mandela effect to make a video about it. Uh, and I'm glad I'm getting this off my chest. I've felt this way for a very long time. Again, I've been affected by many Mandela effects, and but this is just not. You can't claim those as Mandela effects. I mean, how many different species of insects are there on the planet? And just because you found one that looks super weird on the internet, that's now a Mandela effect? No, that's not how this works. And I don't know, it seems like after about a year of making videos on the Mandela effect, that's when it started happening. And I just hated it. This was no good. And so yeah, I think it makes people looking at the Mandela effect like maybe they're late into it. Maybe they just started kind of looking into it. They're gonna see a lot of these new Mandela effects and go, couldn't people just kind of misremember that? It's not that big of a deal. Or what animals? Well, didn't they? How did they know every animal and every insect on the planet? Again, a real Mandela effect is something that we used to know of, and it is now changed forever. And you go back, and it's just always been the wrong way from how you remember it. And what is not a Mandela effect are things that you just never heard of. That's just so weak. It seems like that would be common sense. And so I'm trying to get that off of my chest. And again, this is probably going to be my last Mandela effect video. Again, I want to reiterate that all those Mandela effect videos I have on my channel, I did have those Mandela effects. I believe in the Mandela effect. I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused it. There's some circumstantial evidence that CERN had something to do with it, but I don't think we're ever going to figure it out, and there's nothing I can do about it. And so I've moved on and I've started talking about other things. And so, yeah, that's my opinion on the Mandela effects. What constitutes an actual Mandela effect, and what should not be claimed as a Mandela effect. It's just ridiculous to me that people could claim these things as Mandela effects. What do you think about it? Please leave your comments down below. There's got to be people that agree with me on this down there in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to get some opposing views, but that's fine. But I feel real strongly about this, and that's the way I'm going to be forever on it. I just think it's utterly ridiculous to consider things you have never seen before. Oh, I've never seen that. That's a Mandela effect. No, that's not the way you look into things. That's actually ruining the research and the phenomenon itself, and from new people looking into it, taking it seriously, and looking at it further. Anyway, guys, thanks for clicking in. I'll see you with a new video soon, and I'll see you guys later.